Welcome to another edition of Leegend TV and our Zoom interview series. So, Myx Rodriguez, first female guest on Leegend TV, should be an honor. And of course, the topic today will be about a few things. Most notably, will be about why she has a bearded dragon as a pet, as opposed to a dog or a cat or a fish, which is, no judgment on that. And after that, we'll talk a little bit about California. California is what it is. Other than Montreal, very happy to have you today. Very welcome as always. And can just introduce yourself a little bit to our viewers.
Yeah, thanks for having me today. So, hello, Myx Rodriguez here. I migrated to the States about 10 years ago. I came from the Philippines, and I have family that lives in California, so it made the best sense for me to live here for a while when I was starting. And basically, I just, moved from place to place. I used to live in downtown LA for a little bit for my previous job, and now I live in Long Beach with my fiance. So, yeah.
Congrats.
It's been a pleasure to be asked to join your interview, your vlog today. So,
of course. And of course, this is our first, for Leegend TV, Myx will be my first guest that is hailing from the States. So hailing from City of Angels, Los Angeles. And I've been to California like a million times. Out of everywhere I've traveled in the world, overall. All right, so we shall get started.
Yeah.
So, as a pet owner, you decide to become an owner of a beloved bearded dragon. So, why a bearded dragon as opposed to a dog or a cat, fish, etc.?
Yeah, good question. So, my fiance had chameleons before we moved in together. They are tropical pets. They came from Madagascar, and they tend to be a little bit more high maintenance compared to a bearded dragon. So we had to let them go because, you had to miss them a certain number of times a day. And we were just, one day thinking of replacing them with another reptile. And I said, maybe try bearded dragon. Whenever I see them in a pet store, they're always full of personality. They try to follow you around when you're in front of their houses or cages, and they're literally a little puppy, so of the reptile world. So I said if we were going to get a bearded dragon, I wanted it to be white, and we were going to call him Escobar because we were watching Narcos at the time. And that's why we ended up with a bearded dragon here. And
awesome.
It's a really good pet. They're still high maintenance at some point, but they don't require the regular misting. Their environment is very dry, so it's perfect for California because California is never humid. It's always dry weather, and it just made sense for us to have them.
Okay. So it looks like it's pretty, so far you don't seem to have a lot of challenges owning a bearded dragon, but are there any challenges since you own one?
I think just the overall challenge to have a pet is obviously when I'm traveling out or leaving for vacation. They require feeding, obviously, constant attention. There was one point in 2019 that we were out for 3 weeks, so I really had to arrange for somebody to come into my house and feed them and make sure that they're cleaned after, because they do obviously, poop afterwards. So that was the biggest challenge we've had since owning them. But other than that, I think overall it's just super easy to take care of them as long as you know their diet and you have a consistent supplier of food, which is bugs and veggies. I think it's pretty straightforward when you take care of these kinds of pets.
Awesome. Yeah, of all the friends I have, you're the first I've heard that owns such kind of pet, which is it's awesome. It's awesome. And I noticed as on your page, you have an external page for Escobar on Instagram, which has clearly blown up with about 20,000 followers. So how did that come about?
Honestly, I started his account as a hobby. I'm a photographer. Like that's my way to decompress. It's my creative outlet. And people take pictures of their kids the same way people take pictures of their pets. And I thought maybe I should kind of have this catalog and just to kind of have something to look back on, later on in life. And it just blew up, honestly. Like I just added some hashtags on there that made sense. But also, I think it has something to do with the community in Instagram. I have quite a few friends, Bearded Dragon parent friends that are all over. I actually have one in Montreal, which is super funny. He started off having just a white bearded dragon like myself, and he ended up having 6 now or 5. And then I have a few friends from San Francisco, and they have their own bearded dragon pages. One of them is Ghosty, which is that bearded dragon with the lettuce video where she kept waving it away. So yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, it's a lot of obviously engagement and just saying hello and hi to all these people. Eventually, we ended up getting invited into this huge influencer conference down here in LA. It's called VidCon. Basically, all the huge influencers go there and speak to their fans, speak to like a panel. We got invited by the Dodo, which is this huge animal social media page, and basically they asked us to speak on behalf of pet owners, what it's like to have exotic pets. Also, I guess I'm very flattered that Apple considered to use one of my photos of him and posted it on their Instagram account. So
nice.
That also helped boost the followers that we have on our account. So overall, I think I just have a unique aesthetic when it comes to photography, and I mean, I'm glad that it's appreciated and a lot of people like it. So
yes.
Yeah, just
Awesome.
how it happened.
Awesome. So if you want to plug the Instagram page for Escobar, I'll put it on the video. It's at.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. His handle is Escobar the Beardy.
Okay.
Escobar like Beardy. Escobar like Pablo Escobar, and then the Beardy Beardie.
Okay, so. Perfect. Awesome.
Yeah.
Great. So yeah, you're Insta famous. That's great. Or Escobar's Insta famous, I guess. And yeah. Awesome. Glad to hear. So yeah. So that will conclude the part 1 of this video, which would be about Escobar. So I'm very happy that Escobar is a good part of your life. I noticed also your fiance also has another bearded dragon, right? Yeah.
So that we own both of them. So it's Escobar and Camilla. So Camilla, we actually won her through an Instagram raffle. This was like a long time ago, 2 years ago. Basically, I entered this raffle by just kind of tagging our account and just saying hi to the owner. And for some reason, I was actually in Vegas with my fiance, and I got the notification like, hey, congratulations, you won this bearded dragon. And we wanted a red bearded dragon, coincidentally, because we also watch this show called Queen of the South. Okay. And Camilla is also a drug queen lord. So, and she always wears red. So I kind of just bubbled it up there and said, well, if we get a red bearded dragon, I would love to name her Camilla. It was very coincidental that we won her through a raffle, and she's red, and it was perfect. So that's why we have 2.
Yeah, that show's on Netflix, I believe. So, yeah, awesome.
Yeah, very good show. I love it.
Awesome. Thank you, Myx. Thank you. All right, Myx, as we transition into part 2 of this video series, it'll be about California. California's all the hype. I love California. As you know, I've been there a million times. And I've worked remote in your office once, about maybe like 3 to 4 years ago. Yeah. So I don't think I've said this in the beginning, but Myx, you're your friend, you're also a coworker, and and we work in the technology industry. In regards to California, many people are California dreaming, but you're California living. How does that feel?
I mean, I guess I feel very fortunate. I didn't really think much about it when I moved here. All I wanted was to kind of find my place in the world, because I had just graduated from college at the time in the Philippines when I was 20, and I moved here, with my parents, and they ended up moving back home. So I mean, again, grateful for all the opportunities, and it's such a great place to live at. Very expensive, but a lot of things can be done here. So yeah, it's a great weather, perfect weather all year round, and yeah, I'm just very grateful to have this opportunity in life. So
happy to hear, Myx. Happy to hear. Couldn't agree anymore. It's just like it's just beauty over there. I always thought about retiring there one day, but who knows? We'll see. Yeah. All right. So
yeah.
Yeah. Of course, there's lots of highs with California, but in your perspective, what are some highs and lows of living in California?
I think it's there's a lot to do here. I mean, it's the entertainment capital of the United States, I guess. So one of the fun things that I got to do when I first moved here was to go watch a live taping of Glee. I was able to go to a show, not Conan, one of the late night shows. It was pretty good. I was able to join as an audience participant.
Nice.
Just having Disneyland down here, having all the fun theme parks. I love Harry Potter, so Universal Studios was definitely such a great place to go to. And then the nature here is pretty versatile. So we do have a beach. I live in Long Beach, so pretty much I'm just 10 minutes away from the ocean, the Pacific Ocean. But there's also places to hike. Like you can hike behind the Hollywood sign. There's a lot of really nice places where you can find like waterfalls, lakes. And then in December, they say it doesn't snow here, but it actually does. So if you drive like just an hour and a half from where I live, we go to this place called Big Bear Mountain, and you could go snowboarding in wintertime. You could, ski, or just, chill in a cabin and, just have fun with your family or friends. So I think that's what's great about California. It's very versatile. And we're very close to Vegas. It's a 4-hour drive to Vegas. Love Vegas. So, that's another perk to add when you live in California.
Absolutely. Speaking of Long Beach, when it comes to beaches, I've been to tons of them, like from Venice to Santa Monica to Laguna Beach in Orange County. What's your favorite beach? Because they're all different.
I would say Santa Monica, maybe, just because of the location. I think the area is better too. I was just there recently in May because of the phytoplankton phenomenon that was happening in California. So the water was turning blue because of the phytoplankton that was on it. So that was a pretty good location. I went to 3 different beaches, which I haven't done for living here for so long. So I would say Santa Monica is the best out of all the areas here.
Yeah, and they have a theme park over there too. Yeah, and some nice restaurants. Yeah, well, like street restaurants. Yeah, awesome. Well said. And of course, as many people who have been to California, there are many who haven't yet. What are your advice to tourists who want to go there for the first time when, of course, things are back to normal?
I think just overall, it really depends on what you're coming here for. If you come here with kids, obviously the theme parks are like the best place to go to. If you're more of like a nature fit person, I think hiking is one of the best things that you can do here. Again, the weather doesn't get so hot where it's not so hard to hike. It's such a really great area to hike on. If you're like an entertainment fan, definitely book going to a show, live showing. I mean, you could book sometimes to go to like Hell's Kitchen showing or Master Chef showing or something. So it'd be great if we can go back and watch Gordon Ramsay do his thing. So there's a lot of things to do. It just really depends on what you want to do when you come here.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I was just there back in February. It was a solo trip. I've been there, like I said, like many times. Like I also before that, I had a much better trip where I was, in Cali for 10 days, starting in OC, going into East LA, and I have family over there too in San Gabriel. It's a very East Asian, part of California. It's definitely something to consider. Bucket list for California for anybody should be at the very top 5, to say the very least. And with that being said, bonus question. All right, so in regards to Montreal, when you do get the opportunity to come back here, where would you be? What would be your preferred first place to check out?
Oh my goodness, very good question. I mean, I've only ever been to downtown, so definitely would want to get some poutine again. Poutine was very good.
Yeah.
Wherever when we went to visit a while back. But yeah, I mean, downtown alone has so much to offer, I feel like, and I feel like I haven't really explored much of it when I go because it's always for work. So it would be great to do a mini vacation and just explore Montreal, and it's scenery. So
of course, Montreal is, for those who don't know, and most will already know, it's very Europeanized from the original French settlers back in the days. So that's why there's a lot of French speakers over here. Awesome. Well, Myx, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Well, evening for me, afternoon for you. Much appreciated. So it's an honor to have you as my first female guest in my Zoom interview series for Leegend TV. And I'm sure that many people will be interested to learn more about Escobar and California. Stay tuned. All right.
Awesome. Thanks.